She said, "I hear that monks are looking for shelter in many homes. Why don't you come and stay in my house?" Gautama said, "If she's inviting you with so much affection, you must go stay there." Then people saw, "See, he's gone." Gautama, the Buddha, with a large group of his disciples who was continuously traveling, made a rule that during the monsoon season, those 2.5 months, you can stay in the same place. The rule for the sannyasis or the monks who were with him is you should never stay in any place for more than 2 days. Normally, the monks were sheltered in many homes. So this rule he passed, more than 2 nights you don't stay in one house because it will be too much of a burden for the whole. They are housing 10 people, you don't stay there for a month. 2 days, it should have been 1 day. 2, because you have walked a long distance and come, bit of recovery time. But during the monsoon season, he said, up to 2 to 2.5 months you can stay in one place because walking through the jungles of that region during the monsoon season would be treacherous and many would lose their lives. So this is a time like that. They stayed in a large town and they were spread across in many homes. The monks went out to get their alms from the people. Ananda or Ananda Tirtha, as he was known, who happened to be Gautama's elder brother before his monkhood, went out and there was a courtesan or a prostitute in the town. She gave him alms, looked at him, a handsome young man, tall and straight. She said, "I hear that monks are looking for shelter in many homes. Why don't you come and stay in my house?" Another said, "I have no issue, but I must ask the Buddha as to where I should stay." Then she became really taunting. She said, "Oh, you're going to ask your guru? Go and ask him, let's see what he says." So Ananda brought what he had collected for the day. Gautama was sitting, he came and placed it at his feet and everybody is supposed to find food and shelter wherever they go. Ananda asked, "Like this lady is inviting me, can I stay there?" Gautama said, "If she's inviting you with so much affection, you must go stay there." The townspeople who were sitting here, they said, "What? A monk is going to go and stay in a prostitute's home? This is it." This spiritual process has become corrupt. Gautama looked at them and said, "Why are you so worried? The lady is inviting him. Let him stay, what is the problem?" They all started getting up and started shouting. I said, "Wait, I am on this path because I see this is the most powerful way to live. Now you're telling me her ways are more powerful than my ways. If that is the truth, I will also go and join. I'm here because I see this is the most precious and powerful way to exist. If you think her ways are better than mine, I should also go and join. Because if you're a true seeker, that's how it should be. If you found something much higher, you go for that." Then people shouted and many of them, of course, leave. Then Ananda went and stayed with her. Monsoon time, because of rains it gets cold, monk is wearing a thin habit. So she gave him a nice silk wrap. He covered himself. Then people saw, "See, he's gone." She made nice cooking and gave it to him, he ate. Then in the evening she danced for him. He sat, watching very carefully, with utmost attention. Then when they heard the music, this is it, finished. Things went on. When the time was up, when the rain stopped, when it's time to move, Ananda came to Gautama along with a female monk. So, the power of being on the path of truth has been there, but has been many times at its height, but never got mainstreamed. I see that today, because of our ability to communicate, because of the tools of technology, the natural longing, the innate longing in a human being to find truth. This is not a thought thing. This is not something that been taught to people that you must seek truth. It is natural for human intelligence to seek what is highest. If you are given an option, any human being, given an option, either to be here or there, he will always say, I want to be there. Right now he may be caught up here, but aspiration is to go to whatever is the highest. It is just that we have to show him that there are better highs than getting drunk, there are better highs than drugs, there are better highs than being caught up in social drama, there are better highs than being better than someone else. We just have to show it to him, we have to make him understand there is a better high. Forever, many sages, saints, yogis, gurus have been doing this, but as I said, they were gentle people. They didn't have a voice like me. They didn't have a microphone. They didn't have tools with which they could speak to somebody there. They could only speak to people here. In spite of that, they did tremendous things. For their times, many of them did tremendous things out of sheer grace and energy. Millions of people around them, they transformed. Millions of people around them, they put them on the path of truth, on the power of truth. But a time has come where our ability to communicate is such, we can make truth slip through every door. We can make truth knock on everybody's minds and hearts. Never before this was possible. Technology has rendered us to this place. I feel this is the best age ever to make truth mainstream, to be truthful, to aspire for truth, to seek truth, the main force on the planet, because we have tools that nobody ever had. This 242 crore trees looks like a big number, but we are billions of people on this planet. The best thing to do is everybody should start their own fundraising platforms. We will give an appeal in Bangalore, Chennai, other places for the youth to come. This is a battle plan, okay? A lot of stuff to do in the next few years. There's no reason why when we do something significant, people think they should do it with a long face. No, we can do significant things joyfully. Hello? Yes. Yes, we can. There are also simple solutions. People think solutions have to be really complicated, high-tech from somewhere. Not necessary, it's all in nature. Whether it's United Nations or UNEP or with the governments in India, slowly we've turned the mindset around in the last 3 years that they are beginning to acknowledge, yes, it can be done this way. It is not necessary to have $1 billion research on everything. It is simply by observing nature, we can replicate the same things effortlessly. So this turnaround of mindset is the biggest achievement of Rally for Rivers. Policy changes happened, that's great, but the real thing is, when we started, everybody was talking about dams, check dams, do this, do that. Now all that talk has gone down. Now everybody is talking about trees and trees, to a point where UN went out to say that if you plant 1 trillion trees on this planet, the entire climate change effect could be reversed in 10 to 12 years' time. They made this statement, and we got the accreditation from UNCCD. So that's a big boost for what we are doing right now.
So how can we help raise this awareness and also funds for the Cauvery project?
When I thought through this whole thing, I thought the government will be the biggest challenge. But we crossed that threshold. Not very easy, but we crossed it without too much difficulty. Well, it took almost 2 years of relentless pursuit. So having crossed that, see this 242 crore trees looks like a big number, but we are billions of people on this planet. And today, we can reach every human being on the planet through social media, online, so many ways. The best thing to do is everybody should start their own fundraising platforms and make it very clear, transparent. If there are people who are like influencers in whatever capacity, I think you should enroll them in your countries or in your cities or wherever, because they are the people who need to do this. See, it's because of people's support they have become who they have become. They have to do what is needed for the world. Now, one thing will be, oh, why should I do something in southern India? Cauvery is very important because it's a demonstrable model. For the rest of the tropical world, this is a demonstrable model. We're doing it here because geographically this is the best place to do for quickest possible results. This terrain you have seen, you've been through Coorg, you've been through Nagarhole, you've come to Mysore, you've been seeing all the lush places. Now we will go into Tamil Nadu, even there it'll be green, but I want you to visualize, when these crops are not there, how the land will look. Now the place, the waterfall where we went, the Shivanasamudram, right now it looks so abundant, you can't believe this river needs your help. If you come in April, May, it'll be totally dry, no water. That's how it'll be. So that is the level of drastic change that will happen. That is what is worrying, because the rainwater that comes down should go through the rainforest that is there and slowly come into the river. In 4 days it filled up that reservoir, which is not at all good. That's because water is just flowing on the surface. That is the main thing. So to make people understand this, it's taken a long time, but I'm glad to see that both Kannada media and the Tamil media, largely the mainstream media has understood the concept and it's gone to the people, this is what the solution. Everybody is clearly saying, yes, this is a smart solution. So that's a sea change in the society, in the media, in the government, this has happened. Now the challenge is this, we are looking at training 5 to 10,000 farmers to raise saplings. We must have the money power to buy it. I don't want to push the farmer into a place where he raises saplings and he doesn't know where to take it later. People should see that we will buy the saplings, there is demand for the saplings. And we ourselves want to set up about 350 nurseries. We want nurseries to be in every region so that transportation costs can be brought down. This 42 rupees we will be counting in saplings, we are not counting money. But we also need money to buy trucks, to operate the teams. Right now, the Nadi Veeras, as they're called, the river volunteers who have come, they're doing a fantastic job, but their number is not enough. Now we will give an appeal in Bangalore, Chennai, other places for the youth to come. For them, food is no problem, but accommodations to be built is the issue. If we get 1,000 volunteers, we are not capable of housing them. Proper vehicles should be there to travel, all this needs to happen. For all this, infrastructure is important. That will not come from this 42 rupees. So, we need separate donations for that. So we will see how to get those sponsors, corporate sponsors and other things. This is a battle plan, okay? A lot of stuff to do in the next few years. No population on the planet is as water distressed as the Indian population. You have 17% of the world's population and about 3.5% of the world's water resources. On an average, 40% decline has happened in all the rivers in the last 50 years' time. So the Rally for Rivers, one thing it changed in the country is, whenever you talked about water augmentation, people talked about check dams, people talked about variety of river linking, doing this, doing that. Now we've changed the conversation in the country. In the last 3 years, everybody is today talking about vegetation. If river water has to be augmented, it can be enhanced only by increasing vegetation. You gave a missed call, for that one simple act we bow down to you, because we moved the governments, because 162 million people gave that missed call. In a democratic nation, if people are not behind something, those things will not happen. When the government saw the people are behind it, they immediately took it up in right earnest, and it has become an official recommendation for all the states. For you to give some picture of what it means is, no movement ever in the history of this planet or history of humanity has ever got the support of 162 million people in 30 days' time. Few states have gone proactive, and we have MOUs with 6 states, including Maharashtra, Karnataka, Assam, Chhattisgarh, Punjab and Gujarat, for which on-ground work we are doing in terms of surveys and preparing detailed report. We have right now one project on our hands in Yavatmal in Maharashtra, which was unfortunately known as the suicide capital of India, where maximum number of farmer suicides happened. Yavatmal region, where there is a Vagari river, we have taken up this 54-kilometer length of this tributary, which covers about 285 square kilometers of river basin. Now we have a government-sanctioned project with a budget of over 400 crores right now as a first phase. The implementation will start after this monsoon. Our first objective is the suicides must stop. In a matter of 3 to 4 months or maximum 6 months, every one of these families will have a phone number that they can call in moments of distress, and we will act. Apart from that, we are changing the landscape by largely bringing about horticulture and agroforestry in the region, which will greatly augment the farmers' income, and also in about 10 to 12 years' time, the Vagari river should be in a much better condition than the way it is right now. So this project is already on the ground. We took the various existing schemes in the government, consolidated this and made this into a river project, which is both economy and ecology. This is the significance of Rally for Rivers. Basic significance of Rally for Rivers is this: ecology is not against the economic well-being of the people. Economy and ecology have to go hand in hand. How to do our economics in an ecologically sensitive way, this is the important thing. When I was speaking at the UN, I said, I want to officiate the marriage of economy and ecology. Only then we will produce something significant. As a part of this, we launched Decade of Action on March 22nd in United Nations, and we are also part of the UNEP World Environment Day. If we don't do the right things now, it'll be too late. Just think of this number. India has 160 million hectares of arable land. Of this, 104 million hectares of arable land is under distress, soil distress. This has been our greatest achievement in this country. No matter what happens, our farmer has been growing food for us. Never in the last 70 years have we had a famine. This ability, we are taking it away simply because we're literally pulling the carpet from underneath because we are taking away the soil. We are taking away the strength of soil. Soil decides almost everything about us, particularly the water is determined by what kind of soil you have, how rich the soil is. And people are talking about carbon sequestering and this and that and whatever. For everything, vegetation is the answer. Every kind, it's not only about trees. Variety of vegetation is necessary for the rivers to flow. I thought before we fall dead, we must make this happen. What do you think? You can incubate a lot of either negative things or positive things in sleep. This is getting too easy. Just sleeping sadhana. So coming awake to an alarm bell with a sudden start is not the best way to do your life. How many of you find that one day morning when you get up without any reason, you're just feeling ugly for no reason? If it is happening even at least 2-3 times a year, if it is, then you must do certain things before you go to bed. It's very, very important. Because unconsciously, you need to understand this, you can incubate a lot of either negative things or positive things in sleep. Either pleasantness or unpleasantness, you can incubate very effectively, uninterrupted in sleep. You can also incubate it in the day, but there are so many interruptions, it doesn't happen very efficiently. But if you have a tendency to go to bed in a certain way and you wake up in the morning really nasty for simply no reason, that means you're incubating things in the night very efficiently. Bad eggs. This is not just about psychological disturbances, it can cause major physiological problems over a period of time. It's important that you eliminate these things from your life. So, before you go to bed in the night, there are certain things that you need to take care of. It's best if you're eating meat and other kinds of meals, you eat at least 3 to 4 hours before you go to bed. The digestion is over. Before going to bed, drink a certain amount of water and go to bed. You will see it gets taken care of just like this. One simple thing can be just a shower. Always to shower before go to bed. It'll make a lot of difference. In this weather, maybe cold showers are difficult, so you go for lukewarm showers, don't go for hot showers in the night. Go for lukewarm showers, it makes you alert. So you will think, oh, I cannot sleep. It doesn't matter, you will sleep 15-20 minutes or half an hour later, but you will sleep better because it will take away certain things. When you shower, it is not just the dirt on the skin that you're taking away. Have you noticed if you're very tense and anxious, whatever, just a shower, you came out and feels like almost the burden has been taken away from you? Have you not noticed this? So it's not just about washing the skin. A whole lot of things happen when water flows over your body. This shower is a very rudimentary bhuti shuddhi because over 70% of your body is actually water. If you run water over it, a certain purification happens, which is beyond cleaning the skin. One more thing if you want to do, you just light an organic oil lamp, a cotton wick, some oil, anything. What do you use here? Normal cooking oil. Linseed oil, rice bran oil or sesame oil, what do you have? Olive oil, fine. Any organic oil with a cotton wick, just burn one little lamp, somewhere in the room where you sleep, you will see these things will completely disappear. If you can bring in a chant or there are nightly practices, yogic practices, before you go to bed, sit on your bed and do this practice. Do you know, if you live for about 60 years, on an average, most human beings are eating anywhere between 1100 to 1400 tons of food. So that means even what you think is my body is not this, it's changing every day. New input is happening and old things are going away. So 1400 tons, you don't have to carry that much of weight right now. So obviously, what you have as a body right now is just a transient amount of food and soil, isn't it? Hello? So what you think is mine also is not it is just all the time changing. Tonight before you go to bed, spend at least 12–15 minutes reminding yourself, you're neither this body nor this mind. Just lie down and just remind yourself, this body is not really you. It is mine right now for use, but it's not really me. Just… if you're not able to do it, just link it to your breath. Inhalation, I'm not the body. Exhalation, I'm not even the mind. Just lie down for 12 minutes and do it. Till the last moment, till you fall asleep. This is something you must notice.
My combat was, why don't you just bring heaven here with you?
I think that's what he's saying.
You're actually, ironically, you're both on the same page. That's what I'm saying. So
which is great.
But I am still looking forward to something greater, but I'm also bringing it here. So I feel like religion can do that. And I feel like…
See, I've never said a word, I don't know from where you're getting this, I have never said a word, this is it or that is it. All I'm saying is, instead of simply seeing what I do not know as I do not know, you're making up things in your mind. Now, is it true that major religions on the planet, unfortunately, are on a collision course all the time?
True.
Why? Because I believe one thing, you believe another thing. After all, it's just belief, why don't we change it? The way it works. Because belief means you made it up.
I think just the respect of you have your beliefs, I have my beliefs, we could still be on the same
But
plane.
it's not worked, right?
I mean,
Millions and millions, hundreds of millions of people have died in the last 500 years.
Yes.
Because of my religion versus your religion. Is that a fact?
True.
Yes, and I want you to believe, I want you to know this, that all these people genuinely believed that they're doing the right thing when they killed other people. They believed 100%. Right now, that man who goes and explodes himself somewhere, he believes… See, anybody who stakes his life for something, you can't question his integrity, isn't it? I'm willing to throw my life for something,
I can question it, it depends what you're doing it for.
Yeah, I'm doing it for my God.
Who's different than your God? Do you see what he's saying?
Yeah, but true, but if your God interferes with my life, then…
So what you just described is why they're…
See,
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I want you to
on this
understand, every religion starts off with this. If you worship the false gods, you must… what terrible things should happen to you? So, that has been the basis, unfortunately. What you think is right is this is absolutism. That you think this is absolute, everything else is not okay. I'm saying, the thing is, the most fundamental thing is, if you're truthful, if you're sincere about your life, what you know, what I do not know, I do not know. If you really look at it, you hardly know anything about anything, that's a fact. And just when you're walking on the street, if you do not know how you walk on the street, if you think you know how you walk on the street, is there a difference? You're a bulldozer when you think you know what… everything. When you don't know, you are a humble, nice, wonderful guy, isn't it so?
Depending on what arena you work in, being the humble, nice guy may not always be the winning tactic. How do you bring that humility into the sales world, into the stock world, or should those worlds cease to exist, Sadhguru?
See, you're talking to me like I'm living in some Himalayan cave and I've just come out. I want you to understand, I'm running an organization with over 11 million volunteers, with variety of activity across the world, all right? With various active projects which are every day have to be done. and businesses that have to be run, and the people on my hands all the time. So I'm not coming from a cave where I have no responsibilities, I have no nothing, I have nothing to manage, I'm sitting here and talking la-la land to you. Come on.
So I guess what you're saying is these exercises, these practices, this seeking is something that could be layered into the lives of just about anyone.
Please tell me this.
I'll do my best.
It doesn't matter what kind of job you're doing, even if you're a soldier fighting a war, would it help to be very balanced, sane, joyful, and then you will do, even if you have to kill, you'll only do it to the extent you have to, nothing more, nothing less. Right now people are taking pleasure in doing what they're doing, isn't it? Something has to be done sometimes, unfortunately, if the situations force you to do it, but you will do it only to the extent it's necessary. But if you are not in that state, if there is a certain level of angst, there is a certain level of anger and hatred in you, you will do things beyond the limits of what should be done. This has happened all over the world. In the name of nationhood, in the name of religion, in the name of race, in the name of caste, creed, every kind of thing, in gender, every kind of thing. People have done horrendous things. Why? Because they believe this is it, that is it, absolutism. If you see I do not know, you will walk gently.
Absolutism is the devil. Can I say that accurately?
You're getting religious once again.
Absolutism, no good.
The worst.
I have a question. Never taken a sip of alcohol, right?
Huh?
You ever taken a sip of alcohol?
I don't need to because I'm always drunk.
Ever smoke weed?
I'm always told you've not seen my eyes yet.
I know that. So straight edge. But I'm wondering, as a fellow person who's curious about life to the highest degree, or as you would say, seeking, how have you not had the desire to try?
See, you are living in Los Angeles, you think that is where life is.
No, sir, I don't. I'm from Ohio.
Okay. Ohio also I heard a lot of overdoses last 2 months.
Yeah.
So, see, you are living in a certain society, you think this is the only way to explore. I came up in a place where I made sure I'm not influenced by anything, either whatever the religion around me, the family around me, the community around me, the politics around me, I made sure none of those things influence me. If nothing influences you, I keep telling people, see, I'm absolutely uneducated. They think uneducation means not going to school or college. No, uneducated means you did not pick up any ways of anybody's. You're simply the way the life is. Because your life, everything else is assumed. If you have experienced the nature of life that you are and the source of life which is also throbbing within you, why would you try picking up leaves and weeds, huh?
Aren't you curious?
I know what you know through the weed, I know 1,000,000x over that within myself. So why will I be curious about something like that? Do you play with the teddy bear every day today?
No.
Yes, he does.
Why are you not…
He 100% does. Sadhguru.
Are you not curious how it feels, the child loves it so much?
I went through the phase. I experienced it. And
That's
decided,
what, when you were a child it happened, right?
Right.
So I'm saying I grew up when I was 4.5 years old.
Even like the nature of psychedelics and the mind-opening experiences
There
that we
are…
have. That
see,
doesn't-
right now these 11 million volunteers have gathered and nearly 1 billion people are in one way or the other touch with us. See, I'm not selling tickets to heaven. I'm not offering miracles, pulling out gold chains from the sky or something like that. No miracle, no tickets to heaven, no anything. Why do you think they're gathering? Because I'm giving them dope.
You're
No,
selling
listen,
drugs.
listen, no, don't
Real
stop
dope.
it there because it'll be dangerous. I'm giving them dope that no drug dealer can give them. If they close their eyes, they are gone.
I know you're big on semantics.
Huh?
So semantics?
It is not semantic.
Well, you're saying dope, and it's not actually dope. It's not weed. So what is it that you're selling? Like, what is your mission? What's your…
Well, there is a lot of scientific research which says there are millions of cannabis receptors in your brain. You think they're waiting for you to smoke weed?
I don't know.
But they are there, that's a fact. So obviously, the system must have something to provide that possibility within the system. It is not that you have to go and pick something somewhere, it is here, because this is the greatest chemical factory. If you knew how to manage this, you wouldn't be in the back streets. You would make it happen here.
Getting high off life.
Huh?
Getting high off life.
Look,
Does
I
the body?
understand. I'm just saying, like, I'm also a fellow curious person, and I had the thought process that I cannot die on this planet not knowing what a psychedelic does to my brain. I've refused. That's something I wanted to try before I died, and I did. And I'm just wondering, from a fellow person who is seeking, how that doesn't titillate you in some way.
See, the thing is this, right now, we are all sitting in the same place, breathing the same air. Probably we eat similar food. At this moment, what is happening within me, how I am, I will not exchange this for anything in the universe. You give me the world, I will not change it. That's how big it is. If that's happening within you, you won't go pick weed, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, so I'm lacking. So I'm curious because I'm lacking.
No, if weed or whatever else gave you a little experience, you must understand, weed cannot experience, it's you who experiences. Weed might have stimulated some experience within you. Whether it is stimulated from outside or inside is the only question, right? If it is from outside, it always has a flip side of negativity to it. If it happens from within, suppose there was… see, people are drinking alcohol. If there was no hangovers, if there was no liver burning up, whatever, they would be drunk all the time. If you could be too fully drunk and fully alert all the time, would you do it? Everybody, I would advise them, drink alcohol, okay? Right now, that's all I'm telling you, there is a way where you can be fully stoned and fully conscious at the same time.
I believe you. You're also much wiser.
You don't have to believe me, you just have to check out my life, how I live.
But I'm saying, surely you are in your early 20s, and I know, like, you grew up in the 60s. So before you had the spiritual enlightenment, there wasn't a part of you that…
Well, he said he aged at 4
So
years old. So you're saying that us intoxicated, we're at a level of here, but you sober are here, and you're teaching people that, and from your past conversation, you're saying that if you wanted to try it once to tell your body you could be here, that's fine, but if you're going to consistently take it here, that's wrong. You shouldn't be using a substance to get you to happiness.
See, the choice is this. Suppose, let us say, the compound wall of this house is 25 feet tall. You've not seen anything outside of this, you always lived here, it was quite okay. But one day you went on a trampoline and jumped up and you saw there's a whole wide world out there. But for a moment and you came down. You again want to leap? This is addiction. You want to leap and have a little glimpse. So, what we do is, we don't put you on a trampoline because we know you will fall back. We teach you how to build a ladder. Nothing romantic about it, nothing exciting about it, building a ladder. You build a ladder, climb across the wall, the job is done.
What if I told you that acid made there be no wall? What if I told you that acid knocked that wall down into a pile of rubble that you never had to climb a ladder over ever again?
That's not true.
My question is, why build the ladder if you never experienced the trampoline?
See, the thing is, that's what I said. It is not because somebody tasted a drug or somebody has got some teaching, somebody believes in a scripture or in a religion that they're looking. It is intrinsic to human intelligence to be wanting to be something more. That something more, if it finds very physical expression, we call it sexuality. If it finds emotional expression, we call it love. If it finds, mental expression, we call it conquest or shopping or whatever. If it finds conscious expression, we call it yoga. this is not decided by you, this is the nature of life, it wants to be something more. How you choose to see… If you know only money, you're thinking more money. If you know only these kind of experiences, you're thinking of more experiences. If you know love, you're thinking of more love. If you know knowledge, you're thinking of more knowledge. Whatever you know, you're trying to hit the peak with that, right?
How do you know you found the one?
Found the…
How do you know
one,
you
a
found the
partner.
one?
The right
The
partner.
right partner in life.
Oh
I love that
One
laugh.
answer is
I want to laugh like that.
one day.
It's amazing. Do you need a beard to laugh like that?
You have to.
You have to. You could probably start laughing like that.
I'm close.
Anyways,
So anyway, this is not United States, nor is it 2020. This is 1990, and this is India, where things don't happen like how it happens here. Yeah, but that's all. I just looked at her, and in 3 days we were married.
So you're saying when you know, you know.
So
So
when
you were rich before.
when I went home, I said because everybody thought I'll never marry because that was the contention, because I was living wild all the time. I'm camping in the mountains here there, and I have no interest in such things. One day I went and said, I'm marrying this girl. What? Who is she? I knew her pet name, like what she's called. I didn't know her full name. Then they asked, what's the father's name? I said, I don't know. They said, what? You don't know father's name? What's their caste? I said, I don't know. Then you don't know father's name, you don't know what the family is, how will you marry this girl? I said, I intend to marry only the girl, not the father.
But did you know?
I didn't know.
You didn't know.
What?
Did you know
Did
she
you
was
know
the
she
one?
was the one?
Absolutely.
You knew.
Was there ever a time in the marriage you were like, man, I picked the wrong one? Like, this girl really is acting up.
We don't do those things.
You're pointing me
Because we are not… See, I want you to understand this. I know this culture is just built up now. If you're looking how to extract life from somebody, anybody, whatever kind of wonderful person you pick, they will disappoint you. Because you can't pick life, joy or pleasure from somebody else. If you're seeing that your life is an expression of your joy and you're seeing always how to do the best for the other person, it never will happen to you that, oh, did I pick the wrong one? Did I do this? Did I do that? So tomorrow suddenly you think this is the wrong tree and cut it off and put some other tree. It's stupid.
I feel like we look for in our culture, and it's the saying like, find my other half, right? Which in a sense is saying that we're incomplete by ourselves, right? And we're looking for joy in another being. And I think that's really the key, is just finding that if we can have two wholes come together, right? And so we're coming in union and relationship to not extract joy from one another, but to share joy within one another.
And these guys become wise.
Read your books. I've read quite a few of your books.
Are we on time?
I mean, I could probably sit here and ask questions all day.
Well, he's probably got places to go.
I need some answers.
Have you seen The Matrix?
Which pill would you take?
Which pill did you take? Or did you not take a pill? Have you seen The Matrix? Let's start there.
Matrix?
The movie?
Well, I am the Matrix, huh?
You are the Matrix!
He is
He's
selling
the-
dope.
So wait,
He's
he's
like Red
he's the
Bull.
architect. He's the architect. Do you watch movies? Can we humanize
Yes,
you,
I
you
wanna
as
do
the
that.
take you
Well,
away from this
there was a-
Gandalf-esque
there was a
wizardry for
time-
a second and humanize you? Do you eat cereal?
What do you eat for
Sadhguru,
breakfast?
please tell me.
Well, I ride a motorcycle, you see.
That's cool.
What kind of motorcycle?
Well, I have a 1600 GT, it's a BMW.
Fantastic. My dad has that motorcycle. He loves it. He loves it. He said he sold a pickup truck that I bought him to buy the motorcycle. He didn't tell me he sold the pickup truck and used the money to buy something else that I didn't give him. So I understand the love for the motorcycle. What'd you have for breakfast this morning?
Today? No, I just had brunch in the morning, not breakfast, because I normally get to eat only one meal a day, so
What'd you have?
it's an Indian food.
What's your favorite American movie?
Favorite American movie? Maybe Roman Holiday.
phenomenal.
You're not
I
some-
nodded my head like I knew, but I had to.
How do you stay cool with so much clothing on?
Because I'm cool.
Okay.
Very
Fair
cool.
enough. Perfect answer.
What's your favorite spot you've been to in the United States?
I don't go by favorites, but in the last few days, what I've ridden through, like the Arch National Park, the Bryce Canyon and the Zion Valley, oh, these are most amazing places as nature goes. Utah, most incredible.
Have you ever had a near-death experience?
All the time,
How many?
huh? Too many to recount. Always, people always said, if there's no danger, Sadhguru cannot exist. So always he's creating dangerous situations for himself.
Me too. I punched a window yesterday. I got 9 stitches in my arm. I found out a Pokemon card was fake.
Do you know about Pokemon?
I've heard, I don't know what that is.
It's a good investment.
It's a good
So
investment.
I think
Good
we have
investment.
time. I think we have time for one more question, just due to SADHGURU'S time. Again, I can't just like the privilege that we have here with this platform, with Logan's audience, and the millions and millions of followers and people that will watch this. Is there something that, you know, advice or something that you see in Logan that you think would be most beneficial, that would impact people in the most positive way? I know there are many things.
Well, compared to a lot of people, he's very alive. If he channelizes that well, there are good possibilities. But in the mode that you guys have taken, I don't know whether you guys will channelize now or much later in your lives, because life is a combination of two things. A certain amount of time and certain amount of energy. Time is rolling away. You do something, you don't do something, you're happy, you're unhappy, tick, 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 it's going away for all of us. It doesn't stop for any of us. We cannot say, today I didn't use it, let me roll it back. There's no such thing. Time is just rolling away. So the only thing that we can manage is our energy. Our energies we can manage in such a way, either it is, makes your life very profound. These are two aspects when it comes to life. One thing is to make your experience of life very profound. Another thing is your activity must be impactful. I think you guys are overly focusing on your activity being impactful, not invested on making your life profound. Because right now you think acid will make you profound, smoke will make you profound. Well, it gives you a facade.
I didn't say that, I asked you.
All
I
right.
asked the question.
All right. So I'm saying it doesn't make your life profound. In fact, it makes you frivolous, and it is also possible. I'm telling you, during my time, I'm saying when I was in university, 13 of my friends, over a period of 7-8 years, 13 of my friends died. Some to drugs, overdosing, some riding motorcycles too wild, not knowing where the limit is, trying to ride like somebody else, all right? You can ride to your limit. You can't do what somebody does. Somebody else may be doing something else. You must ride to your limit. You must know where is your limit and you stay on that edge and see how to push that edge. But you don't try to do what somebody else is doing right now. So like this 13 of my friends in 7-8 years' time, about 4 of them to drugs, remaining 9 of them to motorcycles, they lost their lives. They're all wonderful riders, they rode with me for many years. They're all… It's not like in United States, okay? This is like sitting on a microwave, riding in United States. There is nothing, just put it on the cruise and you sit. It is not like that in India. You're riding, an elephant can be on the road, all right? And you need to be super alert and intuitive to ride at a certain speed. These are good guys, very good at what they're doing. But somebody drinks and drives, rides. Somebody thinks he can smoke and then ride, smoke up and then ride, like these kind of things. Or somebody, at any cost he wants to go ahead of somebody, whatever. Essentially, not calibrating your energies right. Those who died, died. Many others, they became accountants, they became lawyers, they became something else. They're all my age now. When I look at them, they're all successful people. They got money, they got wife, they got kids, all this, but no life in them. So this guy has got some life. Let's see how he handles and manages his energy, because time will run anyway, whether you like it or you don't like it. Today gets over, tomorrow happens, tomorrow gets over. It's happening to all of us. So these are the only two ingredients you have: time and energy. What you make out of your energy is the profoundness of your life and also the impact of your work. Please, all of you, make that happen for yourself. First and foremost thing is life should become profound in your experience. Then how you impact people, you don't have to worry. Whichever way you do it, it'll be for the best. But if you live on the surface and try to impact people, sometimes you will do good things, sometimes you will do terrible things to people, maybe with good intention, because most horrible things on this planet are done with best of intentions, not with bad intention.